Then going back, and let's add some more documentation to this. So let's add another picture. Me as a baby. My first computer tutorial that I gave my mother. And let's add a little bit more documentation, even a little bit more. And let's do something fancy. Let's make this nice. Let's set sections up for this. So we're using this documentation uses something called Markdown, and so it's just a really easy, sort of easy on the eyes, easy to read syntax for writing documents. The most important things that you're going to want to know is I'll just show you these two things really quickly. Is creating titles, so creating sections of your documentation, and also creating lists. So to create a title, let's call this first section just first section, and then let's create another section, second section. And a third. Okay. And in the third section, let's create that list. A list of things. So you can use asterisks or you can use dashes. I prefer the dashes. First thing, second thing, third thing. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Click save. Oops, forgot my revision log. Bad RJ. As you can see, we have these titles, first, second, and third sections, and here's our list of things. Cool. Now, best practice. We have our wiki here. We have some documentation started, and we have our forum here. Now we want to find out when people are going to post to our forum, and so that we can help them out if they ask questions and things like that. So we're going to click this subscribe to Tool Forum button. What this means is I will now get click create subscription. What this means is I'm going to get an email now every time somebody posts something here in the Tool Forum. So as soon as people start asking questions, I'll get it in my email inbox and know to come here and help them out. And you can do this for any tool on the website. You can come and subscribe to the Tool Forum. So if you want to be active or you want to hear news about that tool or anything like that from the developers, go on and log in and subscribe to the Tool Forums. I'll also want to subscribe to the Tool Wiki. Wikis are this sort of magical thing that anyone can edit. It means anybody who's logged in can come in and edit your wiki. Now, you as in the community, you pretty much have the authority because as far as what goes onto that wiki, if you ever have problems with that, you let us know. But we're a community and we work together, and so we want to encourage folks to come in and help you out with documentation. And so somebody might come along and edit your wiki. You'll want to know about that. It might be just a simple spelling error, or it might be they reconfigured a whole different section. You'll want to know about that. And so in order to work with people on that, you'll also want to make sure you subscribe to the changes in your tool wikis. So you'll get an email every time there's a change in that wiki. Also handy for subscribing to other people's tool wikis if you want to find out there's new documentation for a tool. Especially if you've built one of the tools on the site, you'll definitely want to subscribe to those tool wikis because you'll be getting updates as far as best practices, improved design aspects, things like that, things you'll want to know. Um, so let's go back to that case of when somebody did edit your own wiki. The nice thing is you can go over and see the revisions of who has done what. Let's add another revision with a good, with something dramatic. We're going to, let's say, delete second and third sections and add a last section, some new stuff. I'm rewriting your docs. And in my revision log, I'm going to say revamping the docs for this tool. And save. Alright, so let's say someone came along, they weren't me and they did that. I would have just received an email because I was subscribed to my ToolWiki. And I'd come in here, I'd click revisions and want to see what they did. Oops. Here we are in the revisions. I see we have this revision here. It says revamping the tool docs. This is a new one, the current revision. Alright, well, I want to compare it to the last revision. So the last one that I did was at 250. And this one was made at 253. So let's make sure the checkbox is checked on both of these revisions. And we're going to click the compare button. And look at that. This is a diff. These can be a little tricky to read, but they're really handy. So what you see here on the left is you see all these minuses, and over here you see all these pluses. So on the left hand side we have our first revision, and on the second one, on the right hand side, we have our second revision. So on the left hand side, it's showing us all the things that was taken out of that revision. So all these lines, second section, stuff in third section, the list of things, all these, it's just indicating that it was taken out in the following revision. And then in the right-hand column, it shows us what was added in that revision. This last section line and some new stuff. I'm rewriting your docs. So you're going to be able to see a very detailed breakdown of how your docs change over time. And you can compare any revisions. So anytime somebody does come in and makes a change to your revisions, you can see exactly what they did, and if you don't like it, you can actually revert to past revisions. I'll show you that in a second. But first, I want to point out that we have a URL for this diff. So let's say I didn't like this. As far as I'm concerned, best practice would be to, instead of stepping on someone's hard work, copy this URL, go back to the tool, and in the forum, I'm going to post a problem. "50 characters or less." Let's see. Well, this revision sucks. Now, you probably shouldn't say that. It's not very nice. So you want to be more constructive about this. So let's say the last revision has some errors in it. You can see that the topic type is problem. It's going into RJ's test tool. I could add some images and such like that. I'll get into that later. But the important part is that I just saw the most recent revision and saw some errors in it. It looks like you may have accidentally deleted some parts of the documentation. I'm going to revert to the last revision unless you say otherwise. Let me know. And check out the diff I'm talking about. Alright, so now that person that edited your wiki is subscribed to your forum, they'll get this email in their inbox, and they'll have a chance to reply and talk about why they made that revision. And then you guys can come to consensus as far as what makes sense. Let's say the person doesn't respond. Maybe they made a mistake or something, or maybe they were editing in the wrong place. Who knows? We've decided after some discussion or no discussion that we're gonna go back and revert to our original. Let's go back to RJ's test tool. And we're gonna look at the revisions again. So we're going to click Compare again. We want to go back to this revision over here on the left. So we're going to click on its date and time. And then click Revert to this. And revert. And when we go back to our tool, see in the wiki, we've got our first, second, and third section back. That does it for my overview of adding tools and working with them. Thank you for watching. And I hope to see you on farmhack.net or at one of the FarmHack events. Bye now.